Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Marty's Toybox. It is officially 2025. I hope everyone had a fantastic new year, and 2025 brings many things, new opportunities for us, new adventures, just new moments of life. And I want to talk about which superstars I want to see win a title in 2025. Let's get started. First up is none other than the man himself, Carmelo Hayes. Now, Carmelo Hayes and Andrade were having that series of matches, the best of 7, as they called it, and the winner, went on to face LA Knight. I believe it was a triple threat or whatever. I honestly forget how that storyline played out. But Carmelo Hayes deserves a mid-card title. I have loved Carmelo Hayes ever since his time in NXT. The man is, one of a kind, really. He is a fantastic wrestler, and I don't know why he is not being utilized more than he is now. He's sort of, he's doing good, but he should be in a title picture because this dude is absolutely fantastic. And I feel the U.S. title would be perfectly fitting for Carmelo Hayes. Give him a nice, lengthy 3, 4, 5 month reign with it. I'll be happy. He definitely deserves a mid-card title. Next up is, of course, the man himself, John Cena. Now, John Cena currently is tied for the world title record in the WWE. And now, a lot of times when a wrestler does retire, it's all of a sudden, maybe it's a 1 month in advance, a 1 week, 1 day in advance. But John Cena he's done something that people haven't done in a while. Sting did it in AEW, but you don't see this that often. He announced that 2025 will be his last year in wrestling. So this gives Triple H and the powers that be in WWE time to think. Should John Cena break the world title record and beat Ric Flair? Because they've always been tied. For multiple years, they have been tied with the world title record reign. And I think it's honestly the perfect opportunity for John Cena to break it. And I think if anyone deserves to break the world title record, it is John Cena. And I don't know how they'll do it necessarily. I don't think it'll be the undisputed title. I see it being the World Heavyweight Championship title. But nonetheless, John Cena should be the person to break the world title record. And then after that, we have John Cena, once again. Now, John Cena is one of the biggest household names in wrestling history. Everybody knows about John Cena, wrestling fans or not. And, John Cena is in everyone's list. He could be someone's top 3, their favorite of all time, or John Cena is realistically in every single top 5 there is in existence. And John Cena not being a Grand Slam champion, that's always bugged me. And if he ends his career without becoming a Grand Slam champion, that's going to bug me for the rest of time because John Cena, how is he not a Grand Slam champion yet? Anyways, he definitely should get the IC title as well, the year of Cena. I don't know how they'll put him in the IC title picture or anything, or if this even were to happen. But one of these two should definitely happen, either him becoming a Grand Slam champion or him breaking the world title record. One of them needs to happen. Next up, the man, the myth, the legend. Everybody chanted his name for over a decade, CM Punk. Now, CM Punk was in AEW and he was the AEW World Champion. Ironically, he got injured immediately after winning the title. And when he's been in WWE for a year now, a little over a year, and he was already injured, but he gave us the greatest match in 2024, and that was against Drew McIntyre in a Hell in a Cell match. And I don't think CM Punk necessarily needs a world title because CM Punk will always be in the main event picture. It's more of like a John Cena, Roman Reigns, The Rock sort of thing. They don't need a title. They will always be in the main event picture. But I feel like at least one last run with a world title would be really cool to see with Punk, and it can give us some interesting storylines going forward. Then after that, we have AJ Styles. So, of course, the main thing in 2025 is John Cena's retirement. That's what every single person is talking about. But we are closer now to more people retiring than we've ever been before. So many active members of the WWE right now are probably going to retire soon. Randy Orton, for example. And also, one that a lot of people don't talk about enough is AJ Styles' in-ring career it's at its end. I could see it happening in 2025 or in 2026, but AJ Styles is not going to be wrestling for much longer. He's been out with an injury and then also was out for some personal time and everything. And when he comes back, I don't know what we're going to get because Styles was a heel and then he had to leave again and all of that. But he's going to retire soon and he's had a WWE Championship reign already. But I think it's definitely time we get another one, especially before he finishes his career out. Next up is the Creed brothers. Now, I don't know why, but the Creed brothers are my favorite tag team in the WWE currently. They're absolutely fantastic. The athletic ability of these two guys, the pure strength they have, how they're able to perform in the ring is absolutely mesmerizing every time it happens. And they've been on the main roster for a little while now, but I don't understand how they have not gotten a tag team championship reign yet. I feel if any tag team is deserving of holding the tag titles, it's Brutus and Julius Creed. I mean, these two dudes are a freak of nature. They are a one-of-a-kind, once-in-a-generation tag team, and they deserve tag team gold. And honestly, in a few years, I do want them to separate because I would like to see them both in the singles division. Oh my god, that would be amazing. I feel the tag team reign is definitely intimate, or it's going to come soon with them being paired with Chad Gable and that being a heel faction. And then next up, now a lot of people are not going to like this, but Logan Paul should and needs to hold another title. Now, if it's the U.S. title again, I don't know. He is going to be on Raw, which puts him in the Intercontinental Championship division, on Raw on Netflix, and I think it needs to happen. Now, love him or hate him, 90% of people hate Logan Paul, but you cannot deny the fact that this dude gave us one of the most entertaining U.S. title reigns since John Cena's Open Challenges back in 2016. I mean, there's a small number of wrestlers who are able to take a title that's in the mid-card and elevate it to main event caliber. With IC title, the closest I can think, of course we had Gunther, but going back to Miz, years and years and years ago, and like Miz and Dolph Ziggler were feuding and everything, Miz really elevated that title. And then with the U.S. title, the last person who really elevated how Logan Paul did was John Cena. No matter what you think of Logan Paul, you cannot deny the fact this dude he was born to be a wrestler. And when he has a title, he elevates it to make it must-see TV. Anytime. The world title scene can be boring, and as long as Logan Paul would be a champion, it would be fantastic. There's just something about him. He's such a hateable guy, and I think that's what so many people, love to do is hate on Logan Paul. But he makes a championship, and no matter what it is, it gives you the 24/7 title. He will make it must-see. He elevates the title like no other person. And then, another unpopular one here, Karrion Kross. Now, Karrion Kross was one of the hottest acts, one of the most fan-favorite acts back in the NXT Black and Gold era. And then he got brought up to the main roster, and well, Vince had his hands on him, and that was the biggest mistake a lot of wrestlers made, was letting Vince control them. They can't do anything, but if Karrion Kross stayed in the Black and Gold era for longer, it would have been great. He got brought up to the main roster, he got hit with a stupid mask, they took away Scarlett from him and everything, then later on he got released. And then after he got released, he went back to the Indies. And I remember, if you remember Ric Flair's last match, Karrion Kross fought Davey Boy Smith Jr. I was there at that match. If you go back and find the match clip, around the midpoint of the match, you hear someone scream, "Rip his bleep head off." That was me. I've always been a Karrion Kross fan, so this may be biased, but once he came back, I mean, he just hasn't been used properly. I don't know if the combination of him and AOP is the correct combination to do, and now I think the New Day's involved or whatever. But Karrion Kross is a standalone guy with Scarlett by his side. He is a title holder. Dude is an absolute beast, and he is amazing to watch in the ring. His promo skills on the mic, they're not the greatest. It reminds me of a Mike Bennett and Maria Kanellis back in Ring of Honor sort of deal. That's what Scarlett and Karrion Kross can be, if given the right time, the right matches, the right feuds, and everything. Karrion Kross is a wonderful wrestler, and I don't know why he's being underutilized how he is. Last but not least, Natalya. Natalya's been in WWE for, oh my god, a long time. And she did, earlier in her career, she did hold the Divas Championship and stuff like that. But I don't understand why Natalya is not being used more in the main event scene and why she has not held a Women's Championship in years. Natalya is one of the most underrated women's wrestlers in the WWE currently. And all they do is they throw her in tag team matches, random 6-8 woman matches, or just a random mid-card match. And Natalya she's slept on. This girl's in-ring ability is great. She puts on entertaining matches week in and week out. But she has not been looked at as a main event person. She's just been an extra for whenever they need her. And honestly, a part of me thinks that the only reason she's still with them is because she has the Hart name, because she's a part of that family. But she is so slept on, and give Natalya a title, it will be must-see, and it will be a legendary title reign. That is my list for wrestlers that I want to see hold a title in 2025. Let me know, who do you guys want to see, what wrestler and what title specifically. And I thank you guys for watching. I hope everyone has a great 2025, and I'll see you guys next time.